All right, you guys, next episode of Spiritual Practices. Today's episode should be a quick one because we're going to be talking about journaling. So it's a little bit more of an encouragement and me explaining to you the benefits than explaining, because we all know what it means. There's no space for a lot of misconception when it comes to journaling and how to do it and what it really means. But I feel like it's such a beautiful spiritual practice that sometimes some people underestimate and some people forget to follow, focusing on the more sexy ones, right? More appealing ones that feel like that they're going to do more for you. But journaling is such a beautiful practice. And to me, how I like to explain it is that journaling is sort of a level 1 channeling. And I mentioned to you guys often in my readings, in my videos, that as we journal, there's a beauty in the act of writing and the act of focusing on putting your thoughts into paper and into words. The beauty of that is shown that we all have thoughts. We all have words in our mind, but some of us have more or less talent into actually putting those thoughts into words, and then step 2 into writing. It's so easy to know something, but it's not so easy to write a book, to write a novel, to write oracle cards, to create something, right? So it's such a beautiful thing that some people will have a little bit more flow with and some people less. But for all of us, it will be a level 1 channeling. And what I mean by that, as we write, there's something that happens within us that helps us to release. We're not focusing so much on the thoughts that are coming to us because we're focusing on the writing. So sometimes what happens is that you literally start to channel, and I've explained this to you guys in one of my previous videos as we talked about what does it mean to channel and the different ways of channeling. And I've mentioned that there are people like myself who are awakened spiritual teachers who are channels, which means that we channel divine knowledge, we channel your spiritual guides, we channel as a medium, for example, we channel souls of past loved ones. We can channel ancestral knowledge. Some people like Bashar, who's a channel, they channel the knowledge of a specific person, right? And as you are channeling, it's this feeling of it is you speaking the words, it is your brain that is working, right? But it's like sometimes you surprise yourself at things that you say because they're not coming from you. They're coming from a different source. And similarly, especially, we all have that quality to channel for ourselves, to connect with our own higher self, to connect with our own spirit guide. And it's especially powerful in the beginning of your journey when you don't still have that faith and quality developed within you to have your own ways to communicate with your spirit guide. So as you journal, you would surprise yourself and you would surely sometimes write something that, where did it come from, right? So it's a beautiful practice that I really encourage you to practice, to implement in your daily life. There's so many things you can journal about. You can journal about what you're going through. You can journal about your shadows, and that will help you in between your shadow work session to face certain shadows and face certain truths. You can journal about your goals, about what is coming through, and your experiences with other spiritual practice, meditation, contemplation, breath work, whatever that is. A beautiful part of journaling is that we live in the moment of now, right? The moment we move to the next moment, the past stops to actually exist. It all exists and nothing exists, right? But sometimes in the midst of our own journey, especially that for most people, because the biggest thing that we have to learn is patience and humility and surrendering, for most of us it's small steps towards our accomplishment. So sometimes it feels like nothing is changing every day, I'm not growing, I'm not doing it right. But then when you look back 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, there's a huge change. And I always highlight this to you guys to really know whether you're actually on a journey of spirituality or you're just aware that spirituality exists. It's looking back 3 months, 4 months, how much I've changed, how much I transformed. Because sometimes we're so focused on forward movement and on achieving things, especially those who struggle with hyperachiever syndrome, that we don't appreciate ourselves. And journaling helps us to, you look 3 months back, you sort of move back and, oh my God, I've handled the situation. I would have handled it differently today. I've learned, I grew, I expanded, my goals are different, my dreams are different, I pray differently, I talk to my spirit guides differently. So it's a beautiful practice. And one more thing that's coming to my mind and I want to mention is that one of the things that you can journal on is dreaming. And we've talked about this before in my previous videos, that sometimes people also misunderstand the fact that dreams is something very individual. It's different for all of us. Some people will have prophetic dreams. Some people have the capacity to, in their dream state, to connect to quantum field, to feel into the past or future, but the potential, not necessarily materialized timelines. Some people, especially those that struggle to connect in a different way and really believe that such a thing as higher self and spirit guide exist, to receive guidance in their dreams. And for some people, it may really be a random thing that just some symbols and synchronicities come forth, some messages, but it's not really that big of an impact, right? And it's important to understand that, what dreaming is for you. And many people say that I don't dream, I don't remember, but we all dream. And most people have multiple dreams during the night. It's just that we wake up and we do not remember. And the more you journal, the more you take note of however ridiculous or insignificant or short that dream appeared, because you can go for a 5-minute nap and have what's going to appear as a long dream. That the time in a dream is obviously just an illusion. It's a download of information that comes to you. It's you, as you dream, you release that linearity of time. And the more you write them down, the more you train yourself, and the more you start to remember, and you start to realize what that dream is to me. And it also supports training your intuition and your understanding of signs and the way that spirit guides sometimes communicate to us. And I also highlight this to you guys many times. If you dream about something, if you see a sign, don't go into Google, don't go into ChatGPT to ask what it really means, because sometimes the meaning can be different for individuals, right? What it means to me, how did I feel as I saw this sign? What was I thinking about as I saw this sign? What is the meaning of that sign to me? Maybe something happened in my childhood. Maybe I have a specific relationship with that particular animal, number, whatever that is. Try to figure it out on your own, and that also helps to practice intuition. I said it would be short. Again, I rambled for almost 10 minutes. You know me. But I hope it was helpful, and I will see you tomorrow in our next episodes.